How to install Hadoop on Ubuntu VM? Step 1, in configure VM and configure user, download and install Java on VM, download and install SSH and rsync. So prepare the VM for passwordless entry, download Hadoop software, configure Hadoop, test Hadoop installation in local mode, configure Hadoop for sudo distributed mode, and test Hadoop installation in sudo distributed mode. First one is configure VM and configure the user in VM. Okay, so you can follow the YouTube link over there, and prepare VM with 4 GB of RAM and hard disk with 20 GB, and configure the VM by following these 3 steps. Sudo add user HDFS and sudo add user HDFS to sudo group, so that HDFS will be using sudo keyword for root operations. And then change the user to HDFS. Sudo add user HDFS, it will be creating the user, and it is asking for the password. Password can be set of your choice, and these are not mandatory: full name, phone number, and all those things. So yeah, give y sudo add user HDFS to sudo group, so that HDFS user can use sudo operations. Change the user to HDFS. Next is install OpenJDK, because our VM is empty. Okay, I am installing OpenJDK by following the sudo apt-get install OpenJDK 7 and JDK. So it will take time to install, so that means it will download the OpenJDK software. Okay, and installs the JDK on our VM. It may take 5 to 10 minutes to download. Yep, it has successfully installed JDK on our machine. If you want to check, here we can check with the Java C, and Java. We can check the installed directory over user lib jvm. So we have Java 1.7.0 OpenJDK installed under JVM directory, which is required for Hadoop running. Next step is install SSH and rsync. So these are required to work on a cluster, because Hadoop requires to work on different machines. It has to change the machines while running. The processes of Hadoop needs to work with the different machines, so that it will automatically SSH to the different machines and work on those processes. So sudo apt -get install SSH has been successfully installed, and now sudo apt get install rsync. So it will install rsync software on our VM. Next, prepare the VM for passwordless entry by creating a key or DSA key for a empty value, like empty space. Okay, so and put that into a authorized keys. So SSH keygen will create a key for empty space. SSH keygen is creating a DSA key for empty space, so that will be copied to authorized keys, so that all SSH commands will allow this user to HDFS user to log in this machine without having the password. If you try to SSH localhost, it will ask for password before this step. After this step, it will not ask password while SSH to the localhost, because we have created an entry, DSA entry, for this HDFS user. So it is not asking for the password. It is allowing me to log into the localhost without password. Next, download Hadoop software. It's a fifth step. So Hadoop software can be downloaded from different sources. So we should download the stable version of Hadoop software. So since 1.2.1 is a stable version, I have the link to the Hadoop software is Apache archive, Apache arc, and Hadoop 1.2.1.tar.gz. It may take a few minutes to download. The tar file will be downloaded after a few minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes it will take to download the complete tar.gz file. Okay, it has successfully downloaded the tar file, and so it is showing under home directory of HDFS. Okay, next configure the Hadoop. So untar that downloaded Hadoop tar file. So by using the tar command, tar -zxvf hadoop star.tar.gz, and next is moving to the common place, that is user local Hadoop, and change the ownership, and configure the environment file, so Hadoop env file, and update the bash file. So yeah, so untar the Hadoop star.tar.gz. So we'll untar or extract the tar file to the local directory, or the home directory of HDFS. So we'll copy or move the extracted files to a common place. So I have chosen that common place as user local, and that, so I have created Hadoop directory for Hadoop 1.2.1. okay, so because user local is owned by the root, so I have used sudo move, and I have changing the owner of /user/local Hadoop to the HDFS user. Now Hadoop directory under user local is owned by HDFS. Okay. Now edit the bash rc file, so which is required for settings or the path variables for the software. Okay, Hadoop has installed under user local Hadoop, and we need to update that path to the system path. Whenever we log into the HDFS user and open a terminal, our Hadoop bin commands will be available from anywhere from the VM. So no need to go to the Hadoop bin. So for that we have to create Hadoop home as a /user/local/Hadoop, and update the path with the Hadoop home/bin, so that the commands under bin directory of Hadoop will be available from anywhere, that means any location, like from any directory these commands will be available. Source the bash rc file, so that the changes made to the bash rc file will be affected immediately. If we don't source this bash rc file, and tilt slash says it's a home directory, if you don't source that, we have to close this open terminal, and open the terminal again, so that all these commands will be available from home directory itself. No need to go to the Hadoop bin directory. See, there are multiple sh files available under bin directory. All these commands or scripts will be available from any location of the VM. Okay. Yeah. Now we have to edit the Hadoop env.sh file to point our JDK VM JDK or JVM. Java home has to updated in the Hadoop env.sh file, so that Hadoop will use this VM's Java to run the Hadoop software. Okay, and Hadoop as of now is not supported this IPv6 format. for that. So setting that IPv4 format is true is required to not to use IPv6 format. Okay, now copy the location of Java directory. So copy up to the directory of Java 1.7.0. So that export Java home. So we can copy this export Java home to the location of Java in Java directory, or installed Java directory. Yeah, we can copy or we can write that lines anywhere in this file. Okay, so I'm copying this just below the Java home which is commented, so that the next time I will not get confused with the multiple lines of Java home. Okay, and Hadoop ops. So to restrict the IPv format to the 4, so -t java.net prefer IPv4 stack equal to true. That means it will not use IPv6 format. Next, so Nano is a default editor for Ubuntu. It's like it will work with the sudo user only. That's why we will open this file in Nano editor, sudo nano. So the control X will close the file. While closing the file, it will ask for confirmation whether you want to save or not. If you press yes, it will close the it will save the changes to the file, and it will ask for the do you want to overwrite this file. We need to press enter so that the changes will affect. So next, test Hadoop installation in local mode. We have done the configuration, all the necessary configurations for the local mode of Hadoop installation. Now we can test this, so by using some files which are came with the Hadoop installation. Okay, so and the MapReduce programs are already there in examples.jar. Okay, so the Hadoop examples is also came with a Hadoop installation. Okay, so what we are doing is we are creating a input directory in under home directory of HDFS, and we are copying the XML files which came with the tar file that will be copied to the input directory. Okay, and we are using this input directory as input to this example. Okay, and we are running the Hadoop. We haven't started Hadoop, but we are running in a local mode, so we no need to start the Hadoop processes. Okay, so under input directory we have different XML files. Okay, and we are running this Hadoop with a jar which came along with the Hadoop installation. So I'm giving the absolute path to the jar file, so /user/local Hadoop examples 1.2.1.jar. grep is a command, or the command which is having the code in that examples.jar, so that in detail will be discussed when we were discussing about MapReduce programs. Okay, and out is the output directory to where this program has to store the output and the pattern, regular expression pattern, which starts with the DFS and anything. So the content will be stored in a output. The strings which are satisfied that regular expression which is given in the command, so that strings will be stored in the output directory. Okay, so the out is the output directory I have provided for the command, and the output from this entire Hadoop jar command will be copied to the Hadoop out directory. So cat out slash star means, so it will read, or it will read the content of files which are there in out directory. So what is there in out directory? Part 000. It is a naming convention for Hadoop MapReduce program to create the output. Okay, so we have one line of output. Next, configure Hadoop in pseudo distributed mode. We have to have these three files to be edited to provide these configurations, and those are core site.xml, hdfs site.xml, mapred site.xml. Okay, under core site.xml we have to give the default name, IP address and port number. That means name node IP address and port number. To edit this core site and mapred hdfs, we have to use sudo nano, and these files are located under Hadoop conf directory. So sudo nano core site.xml. So under this configuration is the root tag of this XML file, and the property name value, properties name and properties value. FS default name, and where our name node is running. Okay, so the port number, default port number is 9000. So hdfs / localhost 9000. Next, edit hdfs site.xml. so the default site.xml will be there, and apart from that default, or if you want to override the default properties, we have to mention all those properties in these files, so that the properties which are mentioned in these files will get effect. So by overriding the default property values for this Hadoop environment. So DFS replication factor, so replication factor is 1. So as we are not running in a cluster, so and this is for learning purpose, we are giving as a 1, simply 1. So the replication will be only 1. Next, update the mapred site.xml for job tracker location. So where our mapred job tracker is running. property name MapRed job tracker, where our job tracker process is running. So value is localhost 9001 is the default port. Close the value tag and close the property tag. Yeah, these are enough for pseudo distributed mode configurations. So pseudo distributed mode is running all the processes in a single machine, is pseudo distributed mode. And if you want to run this Hadoop in a cluster mode, we have to update, or we have to install all this software in all the cluster machines, and we have to update master and slave files under configuration file. So that we will cover in a different session. So as of now, these are the configurations for pseudo distributed mode, or minimal set of configurations for pseudo distribution mode. Yeah, just checking that whether our properties are set correct or not. If anything is wrong in these property files, even the syntaxes of XML entries, the Hadoop will not start the corresponding processes. So there is a problem with MapRed site.xml. Value tag has not been closed properly, updated it to the correct. And so yeah, so we are at home directory of HDFS, and yeah, for the first time when you are running the Hadoop processes, we have to format the name node. That means format the HDFS file system. So the command is Hadoop, and name node is option, and format is option for name node processes. Name node process will take the format as an option for that class. Okay, and we can check these processes on web UI, which is there at 5,50,070 and 50,030. And to start all the processes, start all.sh, which is there in Hadoop conf bin directory. In our case, /user/local/hadoop/bin directory. And because we have updated bash rc file, start all is available from any location of the user. Okay, start all is starting all the processes, name node and data node, task tracker, job tracker, secondary name node. All these processes will have its own log files, and all the log files will be logging into the logs directory by default, which is under Hadoop directory. Okay, with its names. So Hadoop HDFS is the VM or machine username. HDFS is our username, and the job tracker, task tracker, and all those names, and the log, system name, username, and the process name, and system name, and log file will have all the logs which is created or generated by the processes, respective process. So task tracker will have task tracker log, job tracker will have job tracker log, and yeah, JPS, when JPS is a service, Java process service, so which will display all the Java related processes from Hadoop. So next is test the Hadoop installation in pseudo distributed mode. Okay, so as we said, so the processes can be viewed from the GUI, so web application, internal web application maintaining by the Hadoop processes. So name node will be listening on port number 50070, that is 50,070, and the information about the name node will be displayed on this GUI screen, web screen. Okay, so name node localhost 900 and all the details. So DFS used 28.01 KB, and live nodes, data nodes, and decommission nodes, and all those things are the information related to the name node. And job tracker is listening on 5,500,30, 50,030. So all the information related to the MapReduce task basically. So job tracker is meant for processing the data, and name node is meant for maintaining the data on HDFS, and job tracker is responsible for MapReduce processes which are running on the data on HDFS. Okay, so now test or work with the HDFS in pseudo distributed mode. Okay, so just like earlier, we have copied the conf files to input directory. Now this time, so we are copying this files to the HDFS, not to the local system. Earlier we were copying those conf files to the local file system, but this time this is under HDFS. Okay, so to put all the files into the HDFS, we have to use Hadoop fs. Fs is a command for Hadoop, and put is an option. So put means it will copy the entire directory into the HDFS. So I am putting all the conf files into input directory. Okay, so it will take a time, so but it will not take much time because we have been copying less number of files. How can we check whether the files have been copied to the destination directory? It's like Hadoop maintains or HDFS maintains the directory structure as similar to the Unix. So root slash is the root, and under slash or under root we have input and temp. Temp is a temporary directory which is created by the Hadoop for MapReduce task. So to list all the files, we have to use Hadoop fs ls slash input, the complete path of the directory to where you are looking at. So now test the MapReduce job, which is came along with the installation. So Hadoop examples dot jar star dot jar, that means 121.jar, and I am giving the complete path to the Hadoop examples star dot jar, Hadoop jar, and jar. So grep is a command which is there in examples jar, and next argument is input slash input and slash output, and the regular expression to match the lines in the files. Okay, DFS A to Z. So all the lines which are starts with or which contains DFS in that line, so all the lines will be copied to the output directory as the output of this command. So the output directory will get the lines which are satisfying the given regular expression. Okay, so it is invoking the MapReduce job on the input data, so which is there in HDFS, and creating the output data under slash output directory, and Hadoop or the MapReduce job will not create the output in the directory where some data is already exist. So that means, so it will not create or it will not run the program if the output directory is already exist or already created. So we haven't created this output directory so far, so output directory will be created by the MapReduce job, which is created with this example Hadoop jar. Hadoop examples star.jar will have the MapReduce job, which is running for the grep command. So grep command is the name which are given for the MapReduce job implementations, which is there in a Hadoop examples star.jar. Okay, so that will take 3 arguments: input, output, and regular expression, which will be applied to the lines in the input files. Okay, so it is writing the logs related to the MapReduce jobs. So map, it's like 10% and reduce 0%, map 30%. So the status of current status of the map and reduce task. Okay, so the last line is map is 82% and reduce is 22%. Okay, so to complete this job, it has to complete the reduce part as 100% and map also 100%. Okay, now map process has been completed 100% and reduce process has completed 11 or 31%. Okay, so now map and reduce has completed 100%, so that by this time my output must be ready. Okay, so it is invoking one more set of map and reduce process. So yeah, so all this invocation or creation of map and reduce jobs will be taken care by the job tracker and the name node. So depends on the input data, how much of data is there and where the data is. So finally my MapReduce task has been completed and all the counters so will be displayed as part of the log. And if you want to check Hadoop fs -ls output, so to check the output files which are there in Hadoop HDFS, so to get or to copy all the output content to the local directory, so get is the option with the fs command. So get output to h output. H output is a name I have created, I have given for the output directory on the local. So if I cat h output, so it will be showing the output. So DFS replication, DFS server, name node, DFS admin. So these are the lines which we have created. So in as part of the pseudo distributed mode configuration, we have given 2 configurations: DFS replication, DFS server, name node. Okay, so that's why it is showing 3. Earlier in the local mode it is only 1. Okay, so h output is created by the get command, fs command with option get, and it is filled up with the content of output in the HDFS into the h output. Okay, even you can cat is a command to read the content of the files in the directory or in the file. So on the HDFS itself we can read the content by using cat command with the fs command, cat option with the fs command. So the output of the cat command and the output which is from get command or save. So that's how to test the application with the example or MapReduce programs which is come along with the installation. Yeah, now we can check this file system in web UI also. Okay, so we have copied the content into the input directory on HDFS. So we can browse the file system in the name node, so we can browse to the input. So these are the available files are copied from the conf directory to the HDFS. All these files will be shown under input directory via this is the output directory, and part00 file is the output file which is created by the MapReduce program, and these are the lines which satisfies the given condition, given regular expression in the input files. Okay. We can stop the Hadoop process by issuing the stop all command which is there in bin directory of Hadoop. Okay, stop all command will stop the job tracker, name node, secondary name node, all the 5 processes. So there are 5 processes for Hadoop installation which are a default or minimal. Okay, so job tracker, task tracker, data node, name node, and secondary name node. These 5 are as minimum as Hadoop installation. Okay, yeah, we can go through the architecture and all those things in a separate sessions. So JPS is not showing all the processes. Once it is stopped, so the web applications also stopped. So these web UIs are coming along with the processes of Hadoop. Okay, so for